We make hundreds of decisions every day, and whether we realize it or not, we're all critical thinkers. We use critical thinking every time we weigh up our options, prioritize our responsibilities, or think about the likely effects of our actions. It's a crucial skill that helps us to cut out misinformation and make wise decisions. The trouble is, we're not always very good at it. So in this video, I would like to explore the key skills that we need to develop our critical thinking skills and how to adopt a critical thinking mindset so that we can make well-informed decisions. Critical thinking is the discipline of rigorously and skillfully using information, experience, observation, and reasoning to guide our decisions, actions, and beliefs. It is actively analyzing an idea or theory. You'll need to actively question every step of your thinking process to do it well. Collecting, analyzing, and evaluating information is an important skill in life and a highly valued asset in the workplace. People who score highly in critical thinking assessments are also rated by their managers as having good problem-solving skills, creativity, strong decision-making skills, and good overall performance. Critical thinkers possess a set of key characteristics which help them to question information and their own thinking. These include things like being curious, applying logical thinking, and being self-aware. Let's start with curiosity. This is mainly about seeking the truth, being willing and able to explore alternative data, approaches, and experimental ideas is also crucial. Think through what if scenarios and ask the question, what am I missing? Create plausible options and test out your theories. If not, you'll tend to write off ideas and options too soon and put yourself in the position of missing the best answer to your situation. To nurture your curiosity, be open to new information. Stay up to date with facts and trends. You'll overlook important information if you allow yourself to become narrow-minded. So always be open to new information. But don't stop there. Look for opposing views or evidence to challenge your information and seek clarification when things are unclear. This will help you to reassess your beliefs and make a well-informed decision later. Logical thinking is important for developing critical thinking. You must be skilled at reasoning and extending logic to come up with plausible options and outcomes. It's also important to emphasize logic over emotion. Emotion can be motivating, but it can also lead you to take hasty and unwise action. So control your emotions and be cautious in your judgments. Know what a conclusion is fact and when it is not. Could this be true? Conclusions are based on assumptions and must be tested further. Use creative problem solving to balance cold logic. By thinking outside of the box, you can identify new possible outcomes by using pieces of information that you already have. Self-awareness is also vital as a critical thinker. Many of the decisions we make in life are subtly informed by our values and beliefs. These influences are called cognitive biases, and it can be difficult to identify them in ourselves because they're often subconscious. Practicing self-awareness will allow you to reflect on the beliefs you have had and the choices you make. You'll then be better equipped to challenge your own thinking and make improved, unbiased decisions. You can combine your curiosity, logical thinking, and self-awareness with the right mindset so that you can make better decisions and adopt more effective courses of action. You can develop your critical thinking mindset by gathering information, analyzing and evaluating this information. Let's look at gathering information. First, you need to collect data, opinions and facts on the issues that you need to solve. Draw on what you already know and turn to new sources of information to help inform your understanding. Consider what gaps there are in your knowledge and seek to fill them. And look for information that challenges your assumptions and beliefs. Be sure to verify the authority and authenticity of your sources. Not everything you read is true. In order to ensure that your information is valid, think about how trustworthy the information source is. For example, well-respected authors, trusted colleagues or peers, recognized industry publications, websites, blogs, and so on. Stay up to date. Things are always changing in relation to some topics and some industries. So before you make a decision, make sure you have the most up-to-date information. Has the information received any direct criticism? Does the information have any errors or inaccuracies? Is there any evidence to support or corroborate the information you have gathered? Is the information you have gathered subjective or biased in any way? For example, is it biased? Is it based on opinion rather than fact? Is any of the information you have gathered designed to promote a particular service or organization? If any information appears to be irrelevant or invalid, don't include it in your decision making. But don't omit information just because you disagree with it or your final decision will be flawed and biased. Now that you have gathered the information you need to observe and interpret, it's time for you to think about the key findings and main takeaways. What does the evidence point to? Start to build one or two possible arguments based on what you have found. You'll need to look for the details within the mass of information. So use your powers of observation to identify any patterns or similarities. You can then analyze and extend these trends to make sensible predictions about the future. To help you to sift through the multiple ideas and theories, it can be useful to group and order items according to their characteristics. From here, you can compare and contrast the different items. And once you've determined how similar or different things are from one another, then you can begin to analyze them. The final step in developing your critical mindset involves challenging the information and rationalizing its arguments. Apply the laws of reason, induction, deduction, analogy to judge an argument and determine its merits. To do this, it's essential that you can determine the significance and validity of an argument to put it in the correct perspective. Take a look at, say for instance, rational thinking if you want to dive into more ways of doing this in a better perspective. Once you have considered all of the arguments and options rationally, you can finally make an informed decision. Afterward, take time to reflect on what you have learned and what you have found challenging. Step back from the detail of your decision or problem and look at the bigger picture. Record what you have learned from your observation and experience. Critical thinking involves rigorously and skillfully using information, experience, observation, and reasoning to guide your decisions, actions, and beliefs. It is a useful skill in the workplace and in life. You need to be curious and creative to explore alternative possibilities, but rational to apply logic and self-aware to identify when your beliefs could affect your decisions or actions. You can demonstrate a high level of critical thinking by validating your information, analyzing its meaning, and finally evaluating the arguments. Best wishes with applying critical thinking in your personal and professional life.